Do 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 do. Loading soon. Let's roll an ad. Actually, it's supposed to roll ads automatically. Is it gonna roll ads automatically? Let's find out. Do 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 do. Pop out the chat. Hello, chat. Ooh, and we're getting an ad, so that's interesting. Do 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 do. Now, why is it not telling me how long I have to go before pre-roll ads show up? That's interesting. Ad starts in 26 seconds. All right. Do 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 do. Hello, hello. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There's supposed to be an ad. So let me know if you don't get one. We're starting soon in just a minute. Hey, you know what? Let's just start soon now. Ad break in progress. There we go. You're not missing much. You're not missing anything. Do 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 do. Bum 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 ba bum bum ba. Failed to load module. Awesome. How are we doing? We better not be in the wrong. Shoot. Are we in the wrong? No, we're in the right one here. Why are we dropping frames like crazy? Are we settling down? Are we settling down? Ad free. We are suddenly dropping a ton of frames. I blame the ad break this time. Definitely the ad break, yes. Do 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 do. All right. Well, I'm still dropping a ton of frames. Are we back? Jazz hands? Jazz hands? Why do we have such a... Yeah, let's just put that one there. Let's put something else there. All right. So, how are our frames? Our frames are still terrible. That is a shame. Why is our stream terrible tonight? Why are we dropping most of our frames? Are we a slideshow? How are we doing? And it's odd because we have plenty of bandwidth going on here. Well, not plenty. The usual amount of bandwidth, but it is bouncing all over the place. What kind of funny business we got going here? No, it looks like we are at the right size. It just doesn't like us tonight. Oh, we're green. We're green. Are we gonna stabilize? Eh? So it didn't happen during the starting soon screen this time, but it happened right after that. So again, starting soon screen. Gotta be the starting soon screen. Okay. So last time, previously on the Patlabor modeling stream, we did some of this, and I did update it a little bit. Not enough, but it did update it a little bit after stream. The extra triangles here just bothered me just a little bit. So while it was still fresh in my memory, I went and fixed it. But we are going to quickly bring up our source material here. Ta-da! Not the midsection. Not the midsection. Not that kind of modeler. Okay, so if we look even closer to the head here, the antenna sits on a little bubble out. It's a little wedge shaped almost. So our modeling, I mean, these are still drawings, granted, but we need to make some adjustments. So I believe the vents should come in, this side of the vent should come, close in a little bit. Oh. Yes. So the vent should close in a little bit to appear angled, even though it's not actually that angled. It's I watched a couple more episodes on the lunch break last week, because I wanted to see if the antenna moved, and honestly, I just wanted to watch more Patlabor, because why not? So I need to do a couple little adjustments to what I have here, because this was just a kind of a block out phase anyways, to get an idea for the volume. So we are going to angle it just a little bit more, and then set the vent back a little bit. I forget if the image in the corner of the screen is official artwork or not. So that's on me. But today's goal is to complete both side pieces, and I'll show you why. Let me just rearrange my screen a little bit. And another thing I did do is get you off the screen first, so I'm not too distracted. I almost want to put distracted as one of the tags, but I think that's more of a negative connotation than tangents. Rambling might be a good one. Chatty would probably fit. But I wonder if how those tags fit in relationship to streamer talk or stream of meta almost. And we are getting ready for Spooky Month, which technically starts tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll have enough ready for Wednesday's stream. So I'm not streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Tuesday. Yep, tomorrow is October 1st. Shrill Duck, welcome in. Happy October's Eve. Tomorrow is the start of the October. Yeah, no, I guess it is start of spooky month. You have any big October plans? I know for some people it's like a holiday month, basically. It's like the best time of the year. I know that people are like, discount candy. Or you can actually get the flavors you want. For me, it's a little bit of everything. If I have time, which I don't this week already, I'm going to try and give Inktober a shot. Not as full as I would like it to be. But I would love to do some Inktober challenges. Again. So we'll see if maybe I can do it like a week at a time of sketching. Technically for Inktober, that's what it's called. Let me just spell it out in chat. Inktober, so my accent doesn't catch it. There. Inktober was kind of created to get digital artists especially, and people learning to take a step back from the computer, where you have that lovely Control-Z to undo your last, whatever you last did. To take a step back from that and work with ink on paper, because it's permanent. And it's just to like build confidence in your drawing and stuff like that, and have fun with it. Don't try to think too hard, just kind of go for it. Now a lot of people just see it as a daily drawing challenge, which is fine too, but the idea is that you get some drawing practice in where you can't just hit the undo button. And I have not done an Inktober in a long time. Okay. So we are going to change this up a little bit. We're going to narrow this side and clean up some of these triangles. Other than that, it looks pretty good. This part is different. I think I need to, even for this boxy, low polygon style, I need to shrink it down just a little bit. But yeah, how are we doing tonight? How are we doing tonight? I know I'm doing all right for a Monday, I say. I might even have a bonus stream on Friday, because I took the day off and I got a lot of stuff to do. A lot of stuff to do to get ready for, the leaves falling. I almost said the trees falling, but that happened already. That's part of why I need to take the day off. So yeah, a lot of yard work, a lot of stuff around the house, but I'm gonna try and squeeze in a daytime stream for a few hours. I don't know if I'll be doing art stuff or either art stuff. I might just play a game. All right, let's see. So what we need to do here, oops, whoa, that was not the button. And I lost my reference page. Come here, reference page. I need to get this side right before I can move on to the other side. Okay, instead of being this big boxy square here, I think this should be more narrow and bump out like two little blisters. And then that'll be set. It's just a little too blocky, even for this low polygon style. And that will give me what I'm looking for, I believe. Oops, get over here. Bam. And it's funny, sometimes I need to check my my other screen just to make sure that I'm my model's still on the screen. All right, what do we got here? Okay, what do we got over here? All right, yep. So before I clean up some of this, these polygons over here and get started on shrinking this, I'm going to make the little bump out for the antenna. I think that's really all it needs, and then that should be good. And I keep noticing, because I designed it this way, unfortunately. Follow the source image. I should have rotated the source image. Because I have a bad habit of lining things up by actually tilting my head so that, you know, it's flat across the angle, flat across the horizon. So with this angle being what it is here, I'm just like, oh, I have to make that straight for, for my eyes, my brain. So I'm tilting my head to the side. So if you see my model do that, that is actually, it's a thing I do. I do it when I'm drawing, I do it when I'm doing CAD work. Luckily when I'm coding, the text all goes, text goes across the screen. So then it's not an issue, but yeah. One of those things I catch myself doing, and then I'm probably like, oh, why does my neck hurt so much? Though I gotta say, at least when drawing, you can rotate the canvas. So there is that. Alright, multi-cut. Let's see. Oops. There. Put you there. And we are going to actually extrude this one. Oops, nope. We don't want that. Oh, that is interesting. That is an interesting offset. Okay, we have to use the numbers and not the handles. Let's try this a different way. We'll go back to the multi-cut, and we will clean it up later. Okay, we want to bevel this one. So we are just going to bevel that manually. And it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but that's okay. Yeah, no, y'all never answered me though. What's going on for the Inktober? Or not Inktober, but October. I'm doing Inktober, or I'm gonna try and do Inktober at least. We'll see how far I get. work either. Okay. But yep, we'll see how far I get. It could be... Sorry, distracted guy here. Could be a busy month, unfortunately, so not entirely sure how much Inktoberring I will get done. But it'd be really nice to do this year. But again, we'll see. Oh, I really should just put in edge loops instead. Edge loops would have made it so much better. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna reopen this scene. Wonderful thing about not using ink on paper is you have the option to do what I just did. Okay. That's okay. We didn't actually lose any minutes of work, that's for sure. Okay. We're gonna put one in right about here, and one right about here, because we're gonna shrink it down. We're gonna have it up big. You know, if only I wouldn't keep changing my minds, this would work a lot quicker here. There we go. There we go. That'll be way better. It's kind of funny when doing, well, really when doing pretty much any kind of 3D modeling, there are so many different ways to do a thing, right? So many different ways to do a thing. So this is how I'm going to do this thing. We're going to kind of fake it a little bit. Because it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be. There we go. Ta-da! I think that is enough. If I do need some more detail, because it's supposed to be a bump out, I think I might just split this polygon right here. Might split it one more time, but for now, I almost think that that's good enough. Because after all, it's quite small. But I will keep that in mind, that I might just need to add another edge here so it looks more rounded as like a blister instead. You need to find some horror games. I was thinking about that earlier today too. Because so I usually have either Twitch or YouTube going most of the day while I'm working. So I've got my work in front of me, and then on a side monitor, I have Twitch or YouTube going. That's like my podcast, basically, you know. And the funny thing is about that, October has already started in parts of the world, you know. this morning. You have, Japan and New Zealand, Australia. They all started October already, so they all got to play, the start of spooky season. So it's thinking about, it's like, what do I want to play for spooky season? I was trying to think, Funny, one of my plans, and it's not going to be a secret, because I'm not going to lead up to it or anything, especially if it doesn't happen, is the robot is going to get a costume. Yes. And then for next year, I'm going to get some, discount clearance Halloween stuff and keep it on hand so I can dress up the robot next year early, cheaper. But he's people-sized, right? So Rusty, where are we gonna offline Rusty? Nope, not that one. Rusty, fake Rusty. There you go. And put him up at the top. There we go. So fake Rusty over there. He's people-sized. He's wearing an old sweatshirt of mine. I mean, of the operators. So I had some ideas for costumes for him. So I do have to play some spooky games because you have to, right? You have to during October. So at least for some kind of Halloween, Halloween project. Yes. I did have some ideas that I wanted to model for my VTuber avatar here too. Don't know if I'm going to get to them unless I dedicate streams to making them. So we'll see how I feel next week. I am not optimistic, but telling myself that I'm going to finish up this little project this week because I'm not going to make the entire head. Another thing is I can cheat a little bit with VTuber assets. So either using VTuber assets, even though I'm very much a DIY person, so doing it myself, I still, for special occasions, I think I can still go out there and find some kind of VTuber asset, especially if others are using it. Then it's kind of fun, jumping on a little trend like that. But I do have a whole bunch of the same asset packs, like my suit here and my spaceship or space station. I do have a bunch of those assets, and I gotta put my phone on silent. It is terribly distracting. Bam. Okay. So if I put this over here. Oh, well. Right here would be awesome for spooky season. That's pretty darn creepy. I don't have this one. The Horror Carnival. That one's fairly new. Ooh, Dark Fantasy would be good. See, I don't have some of these. These must be the newer ones. And yes, they're on sale, but that sale price is not affordable for me. Oh, but this one would be awesome. This is like a Borderlands, Mad Max, etc., etc. But oof, unless you're making a game and you can justify that price. Big oof. But I mean, come on. This would be amazing. Yeah. Oh, I absolutely could just do a paper mask for either. I can drop a smart prop on front of my face here, or just sketch something up in paint. I think that would be even more festive. Or for Rusty Robot, definitely could come up with something. I forget which of these packs I do have. I think I might have the dungeon one. I've got the sci-fi space one. might have the dungeon one. I have the war pack. Ooh, I don't have horror mansion. That one actually has some really cool broken down building type stuff. I mean, look at that. Next year. By then, maybe I'll have a better handle on how to actually have my own custom game and run around these levels. I mean, I can run around the levels right now by just importing them into my project, but interaction and stuff, that might actually be what I work on Wednesday's stream. I don't know if I'm going to do more emotes or if I'm going to do more building in Unity. Because I do want to build out my level and not just run around the default spaceship. Ooh, and it looks like we have an ad coming in 30 seconds. We have some ads in the middle because we don't want people just jumping into stream, getting bombarded with ads, because that's what Twitch says you have to do. Hey, I made like 7 cents last stream. Or 27 cents, something like that last stream. Is totally worth annoying everybody with ads. That was sarcasm, but I want my emotes. So sorry for the ad break if you're here. And and if you somehow have turbo or you skip the ads, we have emotes. Did it not start the ad? There it goes. Ad break in progress. Okay. Oh, and if you're back, welcome back. Welcome back. Let's see. It says we've got another 27 minutes, apparently, before the next ad. So, that is the price of emotes, my friends. That is the price of emotes. Okay, let's get rid of this line. Oh, I gotta stop cranking my neck to the side. Can't just remove things from quad draw? That's annoying. Quad, be gone. Unless I need you. Do I need you? I do not need you. Okay. Quad, be gone. Okay. Ugh, I'll fix the other side later. Okay, now we are going to move these all in just a little bit. Because if we look again at the source, which I don't need to do this, but I could just minimize the other side. Yeah, it comes in, call them the sideburns, or mutton chops maybe. Maybe they're more like mutton chops than sideburns. Oops, not that one. I'm using the wrong program. There we go. Okay, we're gonna bring in this side a little bit. Bring this in a little bit, kind of squishing it. You know, it does look like it. Both sides come in an angle. I don't know if maybe I don't know if I'm gonna do that for my my uses, but it definitely needed to come in like that. So now that drawing even looks a little bit different than this big drawing right here. No, this is the wrong side, but it's the same thing. You know, we're actually going to make this a little bit thinner walled. Just go like this. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Oh, no, we don't want to mess with that one. I'm going to move it in just a little bit more. We're going to keep in mind that, yes, we are stylized. So this isn't going to be... Oops, you can't see that. Bam. So we're not going for... We're not trying to get a job at... Bandai? That's not Bandai, is it? Whoever has this this product line. But the big question is, what games are you gonna play? That's the question. Oh, I went off on a tangent because we got on the costume tangent. But what games are we gonna play? I thought of this earlier today. Here's where that train of thought got completely derailed. I'm going to try and hook up my Super Nintendo, which will be interesting because it'll have to go through a VCR, which I was going to hook that up anyways for some of my old systems. So I'm going to do video capture through a VCR so I can play my Super Nintendo. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Yeah. Because I want to play more of the retro games on stream, because that was one of the angles I wanted to kind of go towards. I mean, I do want to play some modern games. I am itching to play some fancy games, but Zombies Ate My Neighbors has a very special place in my heart. Love that game. I don't know how many hours my friends and I logged on that. Playing 2-player co-op. That's fantastic game. Love it. I'm sure somebody's made a mod for it where you could play internet co-op, but yes, Zombies Ate My Neighbors. It's such a fun game. You think about it, and it's like, and there's just that little track that keeps going through your head, and all the little references. Love that game. So yeah, so that is probably one of the games I will for certain play. Maybe I'll make that for my next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I'll plan on having the robot live, and that all hooked up. Wow, my tracking does not like it when I turn all the way to this direction, does it? Because I keep losing tracking. Okay, better. Okay, we're back. My neck kept getting stuck and I was losing tracking for some reason. But yes, by that time next week I should have enough free time for one thing. But to get that all set up and tested. Yes. What else do I have for the SNES that's horror? I'm not sure. But yeah, I've got a stack of games over there that could qualify, so that'll be fun. The chainsaw. Oh, the chainsaw guy. Yeah, from obviously the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But that hedge maze was so tough, especially the first couple times that you played it. Because you're like, I don't know where I'm going, and this scary thing's chasing after me. And you have to find the cracks in the hedges, or use the bazooka, or, something like that. Yeah, that was definitely fun. Yeah, that had some hard levels too. Well, really it was hard as a kid, especially. I mean, I haven't played it in a rather long time, but it's difficult as a kid because you get panicky, right? You're like, oh no, and you can't calmly see what's going on and how to manipulate the level. So it'll be interesting to see it after all these years, because like I said, it's been a few years since I've played that. But it'll be a good time. I'm not trying to break any speedrunning records or anything like that, so it'll be a good time. All right, let's see. This goes down quite a bit more in that corner, depending on which drawing I'm looking at, unfortunately. But yeah, so I want to play Zombies Ate My Neighbors. What else? Maybe one of the Alien games. Not Alien Isolation, because I don't have the time that I would like to dedicate to that. If I do that one, it is going to be a full-on playthrough. Why didn't I just select the quad? Yeah, that one will be a full-on playthrough. Because I do want to play that someday on stream. Let's see, what are some other games? I don't play a whole lot of horror games. I'm more of a... yeah, I'm not really a horror game kind of guy. I mean, I've played games with definite horror elements. Dead Space is definitely one of them, but that's not usually my go-to genre. Dead by Daylight, I've heard good things, and I suppose you can have they don't necessarily have to be horror games. They could be comedy horror, or various themes. I wonder how many games of Five Nights at Freddy's are gonna be streamed this month. Okay. Okay. Did we get this enough? I feel like it's a little too boxy. Might be a little too boxy. And I want to get this side right because we are just going to flip it. Or mirror it, I should say. We're going to mirror it for the other side. So maybe we should make it a little bit more effort. There we go. Good enough. Good enough for now. Oh, you did move. Merge. There we go. We can worry about beveling things later if I do want them beveled and looking pretty. Okay, and as far as I can tell, the antenna do not move, unlike the Vodom's antennae. As far as I can tell. So we don't need to worry about that part. Maybe a little cleanup here. I'm okay with having an ugly quad in the back because nothing's gonna see this side. Like this, see? Nothing's gonna see that side. It's just nothing. Where's my layers? Here we go. Okay, what do we got going on back here? Fine. I'll fix this one. There we go. Triangle. Quad. So with 3D modeling, you don't want too many things that are... It's okay to have the occasional not triangle or not quadrilateral, four-sided objects. It's okay, but if you have too many of them, the surface looks funky. Now I'm throwing this in a game engine and it's pretty much okay as it is being like this because I think it converts it to triangles anyways, but you want it to convert on your terms, not it magically trying to do stuff. Oh, okay. So, Shrilduck, are you thinking of just switching it up every stream or having like point redeems or something like that where the audience will get to, the chatters will get to choose. It's like, okay, costume change or like specific costume change, because those would be kind of cool ideas. I want something like that for this, for my VTuber, but it's on the long list of things I need to add to the stream. The long list at this moment. Okay, are you guys all good? I think you're all good. Okay. Go back here. Save. Save a new one. I know there's no changes to save. Do I need to fix that? I need to fix that first. Man. The perfectionist in me is just a little bit perfectiony sometimes. There, close enough. You know, I was also thinking about what kind of horror movies or shows I wanted to watch this season too, this spooky season. And I don't know. Don't know what I'm really in the mood for at the moment. Do like me a good horror comedy, like Tucker and Dale versus Evil. It's a good fun one. Cabin in the Woods, classic. Oh well, I mean, the classic is of course Army of Darkness. Ew, we left this in a goofy state. Hold on. And why do I have two perspectives? But yeah, you've got like Tucker and Dale versus Evil. That's a good one. Cabin in the Woods. I do like me some good horror comedy. Always looking for suggestions on that front. Something's funky here. What is funky here? Sometimes I wonder how cool it would be to have just an even larger screen so I don't have to lean forward and squint. Which is more of a bad habit than anything. There we go. That's better. Shaun of the Dead. Thank you. Thank you. I should really just look at my my movie shelf, my movie bookshelf. Like, okay, what is literally here in front of me? But yes, Shaun of the Dead, another classic horror comedy. Oh, that's one of my favorites too. Now I don't know if it's a new Edgar Wright movie, but there's a new movie with Nick Frost coming out. I wonder if that's an Edgar Wright movie or not. That guy knows how to do quick wit comedy. Okay. Now I'm calling it good enough. Let's get out of that mode. Increment. And now for the fun part. We select the base unit here. And we just flip it. Okay, duplicate special. Group under new group. Number of copies. Wait, is there a mirror tool instead of duplicate? Mirror across an axis. Merge with original, no. Well, let's just see what this does. Okay, which axis? Across the Z? Z plus. That was not what I was going for. Looks kind of cool. Let's try that again. Oh, do we have our first crash of the night? Hey! Man. Maybe I will do the good old, the good old duplicate and just duplicate and negative scale. Alright, welcome back. Welcome back. Sometimes there's reasons to do things the dumb basic way. Here we go. Patlabor scale. No, I don't want to save the great nothing. Okay. So. Everything is here. That's nice. Ooh. Everything's here and it's got a slight weird spot there. We will have to remember to fix the normals right here later, because that's giving us a little bit of funkiness when we extruded, probably. Man, games being $70 is a real pain, especially if it's... is it a complete remaster for Silent Hill 2? Or... yeah. Because it's not like it's a brand new game. AAA or whatnot, but... okay, why did this... yeah, it didn't do it that time. Oh no. Do I not have two objects now? I was wondering about that. You know, let's bring back my hypergraph. It did indeed merge them. Okay, we are going to go back a little bit here. Duplicate. And now we're going to flip it. See, it says merge with original, but it kind of did that before. So let's see if I can do that again. Merge mode, don't. Merge threshold. Let's see, I have one object, not two objects. Aha, aha, I just had to separate them. There we go. I just had to separate them. Okay, well that's nice that worked out like that. Poly surface 2, we're going to make it its own group. Oops. Well, I didn't like that. Why didn't it like that? Freeze transformations on it, so it's not going anywhere. And now let's see if it can pretend that it's its own creature. Okay, I mean, I'm going to be deleting half of it anyways, because now we are making this side right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this side right here, which looks, yeah, it looks completely, basically I'm just gonna take that front little lobe here. And take that, delete everything else. Ooh, ad starts in 1 minute again. Let me make this giant antenna. So let's get our reference back here. A reference which sadly won't be super duper helpful. Except for the circle part. Oh well. Ooh, Twitch says 30 seconds to add. Running the ad manually will remove the upcoming auto ad. Well, I mean, that makes sense. I guess that means I just get to choose where I move it. Ooh. You have to let me know what kind of ads you get. Well, actually, the ad should be tailored to you, theoretically, and not me. So, I guess there's that. I need an ad break notifier. Oh, you do yours manually? Yeah. Let's see if the auto ad adjustments actually work during like raids and such. Okay, so let's look at this guy again. We got a big old circle. And that's really the only difference. Looks like there's a piece in the back. You know, we can probably use most of this and just add a giant circle to the middle. And then, of course, the big antenna off the back, because that is one heck of an antenna. Yeah, that should go quite nicely, actually. And I don't think the antenna does anything. I don't think it does any transformations, if I remember correctly. So let's see, I think what we're going to do here is find this group. Where's the group? Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to delete history. And I should do that on the other side too. So I can start fresh. Ah, yes. Yeah. And you do a lot longer streams than I do, so definitely choosing when you take them, when you take the ad breaks is key. I know if I had to get up and use facilities or anything like that, I'd be like, you know what? I'll be right back and ad break. Because then the people who don't have turbo or subscriptions don't miss anything too. So we can all take breaks together. Okay, so you, where's my super suit? Okay, we're gonna make you hypergraph like I usually do. Hide you. Bring you back over here. There we go. wonder if I should mirror it just to work on it. It seems counterintuitive. Or let's see if we can do this instead. This would be way better. Two-sided polyplane. Come on. Ta-da! Yeah. Now I can cheap out on not making another not adjusting the shader itself, because I'm a form of lazy. I'm an ambitious lazy, if that's such a thing. Okay, make sure we add you to the layer. Reference. Oops, not that one. This one. There, now I cannot click the layer, the background. And we get to work on the correct side. There we go. We just had the wrong side down here. So are you the right? Nope, you are the left. There. Ta-da! Now we all match. Now we all match. Okay, so I need to make a big old circle here instead of this this little antenna breakout. So we're gonna hack and slash this thing. Right? Yes. Beautiful, beautiful. It collapsed them all very nicely. And we might save this for later. Maybe, maybe. Oh boy, we do not need nearly that many. Let's do, let's see, let's do like 6, and maybe we're gonna do a little bit more on this one. I want it to look kind of nice, so maybe 16. It's just a sphere, so we can always mess with it later. But how big? Oh, it needs to be much bigger. Much bigger. So if you look, it goes from like there. Let's see, how do we... I forget what the shortcut is to just use the middle mouse. Oh well. 1. 1 is too big. No, actually 1 is like perfect. Okay, one is a little big. Let's do this the old-fashioned way. I think we're gonna leave that at that for now, and we're gonna squash this way. And move it into position. It looks like it's inset, but that's going to be a little more modeling than I want to. But I think that's a good spot for it to start anyways. Ooh, I have an easy answer for that one. So they're removing the Game Pass, or their Game Pass is removing The Walking Dead tomorrow because, if I were to guess, their original license for having it on Game Pass started October 1st in whatever year it came out. So therefore, their yearly contract was up, and they didn't renew it. That'd be why. But yeah, so for the first time they had it on there, it was on there for, it started on October 1st, but now it's expired. Interesting. Now is that the Walking Dead? Is that the Walking Dead Telltale games, or is it the Walking Dead game? What do we all have back? Oh, that's what we all have back here. It is, okay. Oh, you know what came out recently that I am very tempted to pick up? I don't remember if it's the whole franchise or if each game is separate, but Dead Rising. And the first one, you go through the mall, and you're trying, I don't remember if you're trying to escape the mall or rescue someone in the mall. But oh, that game was so much fun back in the day. Yeah, that game was so much fun. Do we want to delete this and start over? Yes. Nope. Yeah, Dead Rising. That game was so much fun too. If I had that, I would definitely play that during Spookytober. But I do not have that one, unfortunately. Let's take another look at this photo. I should really be using more. I should have learned my lesson. I should be looking at more than just one or two reference photos. Oh. Indeed. I'm going to continue this as planned for modeling here, but I might change things up. Because just of how the antenna and this round circle that I just put and how they're on there, I might remove a whole bunch of what I just did make a cylinder and then merge that cylinder to the jet air intake. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, let's see. Now I can go off of this though. To get this basic shape here. Okay, let's make it smaller first. And we will worry about it being at a slight angle later. Because if you look at this, both antennas kind of flare out to the side. We'll worry about that later. Got that nice V. In this photo, very angry looking V. Okay, that's wide enough. And it goes off to the side. Yeah, this will be just fine. Just fine, and we can always add more detail to it later. Okay. Trying a slightly different approach to how I did it last time. We're gonna use edge loops instead of extruding everything again and again and again. So maybe like right about there. Let's see how well this works out for us. It's a nice antenna blade. So, you know, one of the cool things about working in 3D is, for me, is that, you know, everything I say, if I say something like, oh, one of the cool things about whatever, that's my opinion. I'm not trying to say, oh man, everybody should think that this is a cool thing and they should only do this or that. I feel like it should be implied that whenever the streamer, public figure, anything, whenever a person says something like that, it's their opinion. But we live in a world. So one of the cool things, I think, about working in 3D as opposed to 2D. So this would be working in 2D. Well, this is literally the side view. I can't rotate it at all. But if I was drawing this, yeah, I would have drawn this like what we have in the background, my source, my reference image. It's like, yeah, I would have drawn this cool profile shot, right? But one of the cool things about working in 3D, even though all I did was block this in, I haven't added a whole lot of detail yet to it. I can go like this. Boom, 3D. And so here we have it. We have this antenna blade. And even in its blocky form, I still think cool. And I think I should save. And it's amazing how much, how improved it is just by adding in that little jaggedy shape to it. But now we are going to get started on some details. And what is that way over there? What is that? I have to find out now. What are you? Oh, it's my camera. Okay, that's the side camera that I didn't use. Because here's the side camera that I am using. That is weird. I'm just gonna hide that for now. Let's fix this while we're at it here. Multicut. Yet another movie that I have not seen in a long time. I was thinking about, it was during the day, not on stream, of course, because you get in big trouble for streaming stuff that doesn't belong to you. Like, man, really want to watch, like, The Fifth Element again. And all these other movies that I really want to watch. But should I just play them during the day? Like didn't more or less just listen to them? Would that be enough for me? To get that, to just listen to them? Probably not, because I'm going to spend half the time just zeroed in on them. I don't think I can get by with just watching just the interesting parts. I know some people who oops, that is why we do things in 3 dimensions. I know some people who are perfectly fine just listening to something, listening to a movie or a TV show, and that doesn't bother them. They don't get distracted by it, and I'm not one of those people, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. Come in. Multicut. There we go. But yeah, whenever I use the multicut tool, I immediately think multipass. Multipass. There we go, that's the mode I was looking for. And we will clean this up later, just like the other ones. Yeah, there's a lot of, not necessarily horror games, but there's a lot of older games that I really want to play on stream. But some of them require extra setup. And then I just think, it's like, why? Why don't I just stream something from my Steam library or whatnot? Why am I trying to play on a game system instead of just something I have on the computer? So I don't know if it's to satisfy like my own little want to play a retro game or an older game on the original hardware, as opposed to playing it like emulated or legally emulated even. Because I have some like on Steam they released like the Sega Genesis pack and stuff like that, and companies bundle up all their old library a lot more these days because it's almost like free money. Almost like free money. But there's just something different about, I'm not a retro game snob or anything, but there is something special about playing it on the actual hardware And some of that could just be, you know, because that's what I did back then. So it brings back that memories and not just like muscle memory for being the best. You know, because I'm not a very competitive gamer. Well, against other people, against my friends that I'm playing with on the couch. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's interesting to think about. Interesting to think about. For me, anyways. Okay, so we got the big antennae, and now we have to start adding some detail. And getting junk email. Because why wouldn't we get junk email while we're trying to stream? So one of the challenging parts of what I'm doing right now is deciding how much detail. Because I am still going for the low poly look. Not like the last project, the Madoc's Big Stompy Foot. That one was attempting to be more of a reproduction. And so it required quite a bit more. Originally, I was going to do it as a low poly model, but it just looked way too clunky. And not in a good way. Like putting a bunch of wooden blocks together and just clunk, clunk, clunk. Yeah. Well, that is a very organic looking antenna. It's got this part. I got some nondescript lines right there. So I don't know what. You can't see my. Here we go. Now you can see my cursor. Don't know what this is supposed to be, besides it like wrapping around an organic matter. So I might come back to this at some point and do a little editing. I think for now, I'm going to divide up this shape that we have. I'm going to put this line in. It follows along, and then goes up. It gives it a really interesting profile. Okay, let's see what it looks like from the front. Let's get both on the screen. Both on the screen? There we go. So it's like a three sections. This front part. It's got a little inset on it. The middle, which is confusing looking. And then the tan piece on there, or gold perhaps, a gold piece on the end. And then what you see in the back on the image on the right, it almost looks like he's got some cigarettes plugged into his head. That I already have modeled. So yes, okay. So I'm going to put these shapes in, and then I will move both antenna more to the side and give them an angle away from the head. Ooh, we might be on target for as far as I want to get tonight. That's exciting. That's exciting. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not doing this the most complicated way that I could. On purpose. Save and get out the edge loop tool, I believe. We want, let's see, put one up here so we can get some bevels, and another one here for the main divisions. And we will add in probably some subtle beveling to this whole dealio later. But there's a bevel tool. Ooh, ad break again in 1 minute. So I figured out what the settings, I figured out the settings for that I was not using properly last time. It was to enable the ad manager. You couldn't just set when the ads were going to run, you had to set when they were going to run and enable the ad manager. The little things. The little things. Oh, get back here. Get back here. I want my whole Winamp. We need to start this over. How far back do we want to go? Nope, not that one. There we go. I still need to load up some more royalty-free DMC safe music. Next time. There we go. Ad break time. Ooh. Oh, are you lurking? You can't hear me now? What am I saying? Lurking during the ads. I could probably just get away with still working during the ads, I suppose. You know what? I should just leave this picture big. Should I just put this up here? What if we just put them right about here? I do like them in the corner though, over. There we go. Should rearrange all this some point. I should rearrange all this some point. Now that we have a permanent home for chat down here. Let's see, we do not need some of these animation. Oops. Range slider, there we go. A little bit more, a little bit more. Oh, our ad's done. According to this, they are. All right. Okay, let's get hauling on these. There we go. That's nice. Okay, now extrude some faces. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Oops, I left behind a vertice. Who got left behind? Oh no, no one got left behind. No one got left behind. Good for us. Good for us. Go team. I want to get that little inset piece, though I should just do it on the surface. So maybe I'll just leave it on the surface for now. Okay, I am pretty happy with that shape, so now I can start sculpting from the other dimension. In which case, I think I might need that, I might need this, this other source somewhere hiding on my screen. And I had saved that as a, I'd saved that view of the Patlabor as a an inspiration shot a long time ago. As you can see. Let's see. I have no idea what that is. I wonder if that's the site that it came from. But yes, June of 22 is when I started working on Rusty Robot. Actually fleshing out the shape of the robot, which my VTuber is actually based on the robot, the physical robot, because the VTuber was originally going to be a backup for the physical robot. So it's kind of funny how that turned out. I mean, in a way, he is still, or I am still, yes, in a way, I am still the backup for the robot. It is kind of funny how that works out. Okay, so let's see. Let's look at that front shot again. Okay. Definitely save. And let's see. Yep, let's see how much we can get done in 20 minutes. 20 minutes, he says. See if I'm better off with vertices or if I'm better off with lines. Ooh, why is my hard drive spinning up? Why is my hard drive spinning up? Oh. I don't know if I was on Shrill Duck. I don't know if the ad had already started when I was gonna mention that. Go into your monetization settings. Let's see, where is it? Under ads. Let's see if I can open this in a new tab over here. So what you need to do for it to automatically work, the very top it should say Ads Manager. You wanna enable that. So make sure it's got the little purple check mark next to it, and then it'll say Ads Automatically Scheduled. See, I did not have that enabled last week, and I was like, why are people getting pre-rolls and all that kind of stuff? I had to. So you do that, Ads Automatically Scheduled, and then you can select how many minutes of ads and when you want them to play during the hour. And it'll tell you if that actually removes the pre-rolls or not as you play with those settings. So that is a little something that I saw, or I figured out after pressing buttons to see why on earth it wasn't working, how they said it would. And it turns out that's what it was. Okay, so you. And now let's go back to those. Because you guys, I need to add in a little something here. Let's see. That's not quite right. No, not that one. Nope. Maybe we just try to do this anyways. Okay, so I want to add in a more distinct transition right here. Oh, that is interesting. Let's try that again, but in a more intelligent manner here. Nope. Come on. Okay. Select you, and you, then you. No, it still didn't do it. That is odd. Okay, we're just gonna draw these in manually again. I was wondering if it would draw the lines in for me. Okay, so we have that. We needed to come through here. This one. Oh, well, that's silly. It looks different. Huh. That is interesting that it looks different on the two different images. Ooh, do tell. What game are you going to play for spooky season? Okay, so I need this to come like down halfway. Mecha. I am not familiar with that game. What is it about? What is it about? Got that, got that. This needs to go up. You build your home on a chicken. Okay, like the Baba Yaga. That sounds like it could be interesting. Aha, here's what I've been doing wrong. Here's what I've been doing wrong. I am looking at the backside of one thing, trying to match it to the other thing. And that is where I am confusing myself. So we're gonna stop doing that, I think. That comes down like that, that comes down like that. We'll see if this does it. We'll see if this does it. Or if I need to add in more. I might need to add in more detail anyways. So if I take these and push these, yes, I do need to add in more detail. Let's see, is it? Ooh, another thing to look for is not necessarily horror games, but like DLC for regular games that add on, you know, spooky month, to add in things for Halloween, because that'd be very smart on the for game developers if you think about it. Like, oh, how can we make some extra sales? Seasonal DLC. Seasonal DLC. And why not? Right? There we go. You know what? I think we are going to add in that inset right now. There we go. That was the easy part. Nope. Not too easy. Too easy. Yeah. So have you? So with the card shop, have you kind of reached like the limit of what the game has been designed for? 'Cause, I mean, sometimes you can just keep grinding away at a game even though it's the same thing over and over again. But other times it's like, can they just come out with new content? Pretty close, yeah. It's always a shame because you're like, oh, I want more, but they haven't released more DLC or updates for it. I say DLC, but I don't necessarily mean DLC. Because in DLC are usually paid, right? But if it's free updates or quality of life improvements, that's always a huge bonus when they just do it. When you don't have to shell out extra dollars for it. Although I am usually just fine with if I enjoy the game enough, that I will buy, especially for indie games, just a not super expensive DLC. But it really does come down to, did I enjoy the game enough? Oops, am I breaking all my polygons here? Yes, the answer is yes. Get you guys, and get you guys. Like wait, was I thinking this or did I actually mention this? But seasonal content in games too is a great thing. And I think more games, especially like the competitive games where you're constantly playing it anyway, is great places to add in seasonal content, whether it's the winter holidays or Halloween especially. I think League used to do that kind of stuff back in the day, at least. Ooh, are we making fun of Overwatch for coming out with too many variations? I have stayed away from most FPS games. I just don't have it in me to keep up with the meta. The meta of what you need to win and all that. And I've been missing out on some fun stuff, so I hear. But my sanity is probably better for that. Oh yes. I think I heard about that. All right, we are done modeling for now. We'll see how much detail we actually needed here, but we're going to add in a little bit of texture. Where is my texturing? Create new Lambert. Nope, not that. There we go. Will it let me pick a color on... It does let me pick a color on the screen. Oh, thank you. Okay, there we have one color. Now let's see what it looks like. Faces. Ooh, that looks orange. That looks very orange. It's funny how they sometimes don't look quite right under some lighting. Okay. Oh, we didn't put in the line. That's gonna get us into trouble later. You know, I bet this antenna does move a little bit. We can always add in those features later. Let's see. So a game in that kind of multiplayer zone that I did miss out on and was a little sad about was Titanfall. I have not played Titanfall 1 or 2, and I think they're actually gone now. If I remember correctly, didn't they turn off the servers for one of them or both of them? Because they came out a while ago. I'm a little sad about that one. I missed out on that era. Yeah. But can't play all the games. But mechs, yeah. I actually got out of mechs for a long time. I used to be very into like the Mech Warrior games and yeah, pretty much anything with stompy robots. But then I missed out on a bunch of good stompy robot games when I stopped playing them. So now I'm making up for it. Gonna make up for it and run with this whole theme I've got going on right now. Robots and robot adjacent, like mechs. There we go. I wonder if I should just put in stripes instead of actually modeling the creases. I have a mecha game that I'm looking forward to playing on stream. I do want to give it a good test first because I have not played it. And that would be Air Mech. It's free to play now, but also has an amazing soundtrack. Yeah, it has amazing soundtrack. It's free to play. And I definitely wanted to give it a shot. So I would most likely I'm going to play that on stream. You know, with as shiny as it is, I should almost make this a different shader. But okay, Lambert 4. We're going to call you Main. We'll just call you Main. And you are not going to be gray. You are going to be whatever color that is. Oh, we got another ad? Really? Really? Oh, snooze you. Ha. Take that. Oops, I shouldn't have snoozed that. There's not been many great mech games. At least in the West. So if you're not in Japan/Asia, yeah, there have not been a whole lot of mecha games aside from, see what we get here, but I mean North America, Europe. We tend to get Mech Warrior. Oh yeah, that's not that many. It really isn't. And Mecha died out as a genre, even in anime, for a long time. It just was not a thing, which is curious. I do want to look into that sometime to find what the reasoning is, or find a good YouTube video on it maybe. But I'm looking over at some of my games on the shelf over there again, and yeah, we really just get like Mech Warrior and BattleTech adjacent kind of things. I guess Air Mech was one of them. Let's see. But yeah, those are really the Western mech games. There's not a whole heck of a lot of them. Pretty much just those couple of series. There's games with mechs in them, like StarCraft. But it's not really a mech game, right? It's a game with mechs. Other games with mechs, and see, it depends on what you think about it. Like, there's also a lot of RTS games, real-time strategy games that used to have, used to be also a popular genre. So I wonder if they died out at the same time. You would have had like Supreme Commander, Planetary Annihilation. What are some other ones that strongly featured mechs? 40K, kind of, but those don't really focus on the mechs either. Those just feature mechs. So, but yeah, see, now then you go for Armored Core. Is that technically? I guess that would technically be Western. Yeah. Yeah, that is not a Japanese game. So the Armored Core series definitely would be mecha games. I keep forgetting that they're not. Or are they? Where is Armored Core Japanese? I'm pretty sure it is, but Armored Core developer. Oh yeah, definitely Japanese. Okay. See, so that'd be a Japanese series. Now, once you get over to the Japanese side of things, you get tons of mecha games. We just for a long time did not see any of them here, except for a couple of Gundam games, Armored Core, and then some oddballs sprinkled in here and there. You look back at like the PS2 and Dreamcast era, lots of mecha games, because mecha was still a very popular genre at the time of the anime and games. But then, they kind of fizzled out for a bit. Yes, Armored Core was brought out in the US. This is very true. And yeah, there's been a lot of games in that series, and I haven't played any since since 2. Do want to play Armored Core 6. And I have a PC strong enough to do it now too. That makes me very happy. I just have to be able to invest the time in it, which I think I will be able to this winter. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up on like hopefully pick it up on a Steam sale. Okay, you flat shade. Okay, now we are going to dig out. Okay, we gotta group this all first. You group? Nope. And this one? No, not you. You guys. Group. Antenna right. So you are gonna be antenna left. Oh, I'm definitely gonna play it on PC. I could play it on the PlayStation, but in the interest of having it forever, I'm gonna play it on PC. There we go. Oh, that looks nice. Okay, now we're gonna add in. Oh, we got another ad. I don't feel like snoozing it. Well, you know what? We're gonna snooze it again because I'm going to probably end stream before it comes back. Let's just assign that shader. Okay, now unhide you. Hello, friend. And let's start assigning. Start assigning the same shaders again. see if we can get this done before I have to buzz out. Oh yeah, they definitely had a few Gundam games, and more now. Gundam Battle Operations, I think, I've seen played recently, and that looks like a hell of a lot of fun, despite being a co-op shooter, which, one of those things I just don't have the time to keep up on all the meta at the moment. Let's see, you guys go there. The meta, I don't have it in me personally at the moment to keep up with just online meta where it changes all the time, and strategies for playing with others. I'm just gonna take it easy playing games by myself. Okay. You guys look good enough to put out. Okay. And now for some silliness. Let's see. Let's get a pipe. Put it here, I guess. And edit the thickness. Not super thick. There we go. But yes, now for my silliness. Let's see. Can we delete these all at once? Yeesh. If we want to make a mess of things. Oh, come on. You're gonna be like this. That is curious. Yeah. No, I left Mecha for quite a while. Oh, it's really not gonna let me do this, is it? And this is for the silly part of what I'm trying to do here. So that's why I'm a little distracted at the moment, sorry. No, there we go. Is it gonna let me just do this? Maybe we won't do a pipe then. Okay. Yeah, there were a number of Gundam games that came out in the U.S. Surprisingly over the years, but then you really gotta stop and think. It's like, were there a large number of Gundam games that come out, or does it just seem like there were quite a few? Subdivisions with like 4. There we go. I can only think of a small handful of games that I've played, but again, like I said, full disclaimer, I was out of the Mecha fandom for a while. Let's see. You. And then you. Okay, fine, we'll have the ad. It'll give me time to drag this over into Unity. Oh, this actually looks really cool. I gotta fix some topology right there. So here's the funny part, and the reason I'm not doing the full helmet. Here's the reason I'm not doing the full helmet. Because I'm just being silly. And I'm making headphones. However, I don't know how far apart they're supposed to be for Rusty. How big is Rusty's head? Open. Rusty low. A little behind the scenes here. Blah. Scary heads. $165. Okay. And now we know. Oh, no way. That can't be the right scale. Darn it. That's not the right scale. Oh well. I made Patlabor headphones. You know, since these are separate objects, just had a thought here. Well, this headband. I might need to fully wait for this gag until morning. Darn. So I gotta get running. So let's move this one over just a little bit. And move this one over just a little bit. Make this a little wider. Yeah. Okay, that looks cool. That looks cool. Ta-da! We have our very own Patlabor brand headphones. And by Patlabor brand, I mean a knockoff Patlabor brand. What looks cool for the thumbnail? There we go. So I'm definitely going to swap this with my headset here and have it as a toggle so I can swap between these headphones and yeah. So let's bring this a little bit closer here. Ooh, should I make myself big? Zoom in. I still think that looks like a cigarette. It's an unfortunate color scheme, but we'll see how this looks. So for now, I think. Oh, let's see. I think I just need to end stream, unfortunately. I don't think I'll be able to raid out. Oh, let's see. What time is it? Yep, we're just gonna. I think we're just gonna edit. I gotta cut and run, otherwise I'm gonna get yelled at. Bam. Save that. And we will catch you. Oh, welcome in, fellow Booma enjoyer. I was just about to call it a night here. Somebody was awesome and gifted me a boom. Let's see what's it right. Let's get one this done. There we Somebody gifted me some boom emotes and boob subscription earlier today. Yeah, I was just about to raid out, but I actually have to cut and run. It's getting late. And my tiny little robot likes to wake up at 4:30 in the morning. So yeah, it's gonna be an early morning. but yes, a little quick spin around. So instead of modeling the whole head, the whole Patlabor head, sorry, you got Patlabor in the corner here. Let's make them bigger briefly. And here I said I didn't have time to raid. Ha! Zoom in, zoom out. There you go. I'm making headphones for my VTuber instead of making the whole Patlabor head. So I'm gonna render out some stuff in the morning in Unity and see how that looks. But it's just a heck of a lot of fun right now. So, all right. Catch y'all next time. Or Wednesday. Wednesday's the next stream. So, see y'all then. Bye.